Part 3. I'm really excited to have two helmets. Let's just go ahead and get this going. Yeah, it did not hit the camera. That would be bad. Hey guys, Ray Pahar from Get Crafty, and welcome to part 3 of our first multi-video project, the Thor cardboard helmet. We're almost done with getting this project done. Hopefully you guys were able to follow along and you were able to watch videos 1 and 2 of this project. Today I'm going to show you how to put everything together. Let's go ahead and get started with today's project. The items that you'll need for today's project include a ruler, scissors, a pen, hot glue sticks, a hot glue gun. Again, make sure not to touch the tip when it's plugged in. Silver spray paint, white spray paint, and some white cardboard paper. First, you want to draw out your ears. Take the circle that you made for your circle parts in the previous video, draw it out, and from there, you want to create the ears. Like I said, I did a lot of freehand when I first made this project a few years back. I'm gonna go ahead and post this photo on my Instagram, so if you guys want to see what this looks like a little closer up, it's gonna be up on my Instagram page. Make sure to check that out. Once you've drawn and cut out your first earpiece, you want to use that as a template to make 3 more pieces, to have a total of 4 of your earpieces. Trace it out and then cut those 3 pieces out. Once you've cut all of your wings, go ahead and set those aside. What you're gonna do next, using the technique that we did on the circle to create a ring, we're gonna use that technique to create a wedge from the start of the circle to the first point. Then, from the point up, we're just gonna create a regular rectangle. Because the wedge is gonna be a triangle, and then it's gonna then become a rectangle, it's a little hard to figure out what the size of your paper is gonna be, also because it's curved. What you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler and measure out 2 inches from one side of your paper. And to be safe, you want to actually have more space than not enough. So we're going to measure out about 14, maybe even 15 inches. The more space that you have, the better. Once you've cut out your strip, you're going to align it onto your wing. Align it onto your wing so that you get an idea of where that first tip is. Use your pen, make a mark so you know where it is. That's gonna help you set the base of your triangle. Next, what you're going to do is you're gonna create a triangle for the base of that part of your ear. Make a line at your marker area, and then from there, you wanna also create a marker for where the 1-inch middle marks are. Measure out 1/2 inch on one side and 1/2 inch on the other side. At the end of the paper, go ahead and measure out a marker for your 1-inch mark. Connect these 3 points together to create a triangle. Once you've drawn out your triangle, you're going to connect this point to the end so that it makes the rest of your wedge. Measure out 1/2 inch off of each side. And then just go ahead and connect those lines together. Once you've created your triangle and your rectangle piece, go ahead and cut these 2 lines from the edge of your paper to where the triangle and the rectangle meet. You want to cut it, and then, like in the technique that we used to create our circle piece, you're going to go ahead and crease these lines so that they're very well defined. Once you've created your creases, go ahead and cut out the teeth along your wedge. Once you've created the teeth for your wedge, go ahead and fold it at the line where the triangle and the rectangle meet. You're gonna make a fold there, and then later on, you're gonna also make a fold where the rectangle ends on the tip of your wings. Next, you're going to attach your wedge onto your wing. Like in our previous video, you want to use small amounts of glue at a time to attach your wedge onto your wing. Starting at the line point, you're going to add a little bit of glue on 1 to 3 teeth, and then you're just going to slowly align it to your wing piece. Don't rush in this step, just because you want to make sure that everything is aligned. Continue to attach it from the middle of the wing to the end where the circle starts. After you attach your wedge onto the bottom part of your wing, you want to add a healthy amount of hot glue on the inside to secure the wedge to the wing. This part of the project, you're actually going to use a lot of hot glue, so make sure you have a lot of it on stock. Once you've applied the healthy amount of glue to the side, you're going to repeat the same steps and attach it to the top piece of your wing. Make sure you don't rush during this part of this process. Once you've glued this wedge onto the top of your wing, you're then going to do the same thing to the first feather of your wing. Fold the top and then do the same thing. I found for this project it's just easier to only do the first feather of your wing, just because it gets a little complicated as you go down the actual line. If you want to do that, you can go ahead, but personally for me, I only attach the wedge onto the first half just to give it structure. Once you've applied a healthy amount of hot glue on the inside of your wing and your hot glue has cooled down, you're then gonna use the hot glue again to attach another piece of your wing onto the wedge. Attach it, and again, make sure you do this slowly so that the pieces align. After you've attached both sides of your wing onto the wedge, your wing should have a really good structure. What you're going to do now is flatten this circle area. You're going to attach the two wing pieces together using your hot glue and make sure that you can get this area as flat as you can. Now that you've created your wings, we're going to create the last piece of the helmet. We're going to make some detail pieces using your ruler. I'm just going to create a nice little rim piece by putting out my ruler about 8 inches out and then just angling it so that it creates another line. I'm going to make 2 of these, and I'm going to use this part for the helmet. Make sure you make 2 of these. Once everything's been cut and assembled, it's time to give your helmet a nice coat of color with some spray paint. I already went ahead and colored all these pieces off camera just because I didn't want to spray paint it with all the camera equipment inside. I'm going to go ahead and also post a photo of all the pieces laid out right before we assemble it on my Instagram. Make sure to check it out. Use the hashtag #GetCraftyCrafty to find the photo, and it'll be a really good reference to make sure that you have all the pieces for our helmet. To assemble the helmet, you're going to use a lot of hot glue. Again, a lot of the measurements that I'm going to give out for this part of the project vary depending on how your helmet was put together and the measurements that you used. So feel free to move it around if you need to. First, you're going to take each face piece and you're going to attach it to the bottom of the front part of your helmet. It's going to go about 1 inch or so in, and then based on where you want to have your helmet reach out, you want to attach it over there. Go ahead and hot glue that in. Again, you're going to use a lot of hot glue. Next, you're going to attach your detailed pieces above your helmet. Think of this as just an additional decorative strip that gives a little bit more detail to your helmet. Attach one part to the front and then the other part to the side, just above where the ears would be. Go ahead and glue that down. Once you've attached the detail piece, you're then going to attach the centerpiece to the front of your helmet. It's a very sturdy piece, so this will also require a good amount of hot glue. Depending on where you want it to be, it could go either really high or really low, pretty much whatever you think looks better for your helmet. Go ahead and glue that in. Make sure when you're putting your helmet together, you have enough drying time in between pieces so that it's held in place and it's sturdy. The last thing you want to do is have all your pieces come off as you're putting it together. Next, you're going to attach your wing pieces onto the side of your helmet. The wing piece will actually be covering where your ears are. And depending on where your ears are on your head, depends on where this is actually going to go. My best advice is try the helmet on while you're putting this on and figure out where this would actually be comfortable for you. Once you figure out where one piece is going to go, what I usually do is I try to give it a staple somewhere just so that it can hold its place, but it's enough for me to actually add glue to the side. Go ahead and attach both ears. When you're attaching your earpiece, you want to make sure this is probably the most glued down piece. What I usually do is I add glue on the side, and then I also add some extra small bits of glue on the side of this as I'm putting it together, just as an extra security measure. Once the hot glue for your wings have dried and your wing has settled in, you're going to go ahead and attach the last two pieces onto the helmet. You're going to hot glue the circles right where the wings meets the mask. Go ahead and hot glue that right over there. Once you finish gluing this last piece onto your helmet, and the glue has dried, your helmet is ready for you to wear. Let me know in the comment section below how you guys feel about this project and how you guys feel about parts 1 and parts 2 of this episode. If you guys did make this project, let me know either on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. I definitely want to see how your helmet turned out if you guys made it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this as much as I did. Yeah, if you guys did like this video, make sure to hit the like button. And again, I can't say it more than enough. I hope you guys do make this project and you guys share that with me. Thanks again for watching, and come back next time. Take care.